as pitch, a vast, endless void that seemed to swallow the cries of men, women, and children alike. Above, the sky was low and heavy, pressing down like a judgment. I could hear it, the creak of the ship's timbers, the whispered prayers of the one shackled beside me, and the distant, cold laughter of men who saw our lives as nothing but cargo. My name is unremembered in the ledgers of this world, but I was born in the forest near the Niger, where the drums of my people sang the stories of our ancestors. I am taken, bound, and transported across this ocean in what they call the Middle Passage. Here, death is a constant companion, but so is something else, a voice, faint yet insistent, carried by the wind over the waves. The elders of my village called it the breath of our ancestors, and even now I hear it, whispering courage into the hearts of the broken. The hold was suffocating, iron bit into flesh. The stench of human suffering was thick, a fog that clung to skin and soul alike. Some lay silent, staring at the darkness above, whispering prayers I had never heard, yet somehow understood. Others cried aloud, their voices scraping the ribs of the ship. I, too, prayed not to the gods of my captors, but to the spirits of the river and the forest, to the mothers and fathers who watched over us from beyond. And then there were the songs, soft, dangerous, hidden songs that moved among us like fire. Follow the river, they seemed to say. Trust the moon, trust the wind, trust the paths unseen. Every note carried knowledge, warnings, and a fragile hope. Even chained, even broken, the songs reminded us that some part of us remained untouchable. Weeks passed, and the water's edge became our world. Time was measured by the smell of salt and the groan of the hull. Men fell sick, women mourned silently for their children, and yet, amidst despair, courage burned quietly. A woman I called Amma, though she was no kin of mine, showed me how to close my eyes and feel the presence of the ancestors guiding us. We are not lost, she said, we are remembered. Above deck, the sailors spoke of our ignorance. They laughed at our prayers, our whispers, our music. But one night, a storm came, and the sea roared with a fury that swallowed their arrogance. The ship trembled, and the cries of our people rose like a wave that could not be ignored. I closed my eyes, feeling Amma's hands on mine, feeling the spirit's breath, and for the first time, I did not fear the water. I feared the men no longer, for the ocean had no power over the soul. When the storm passed, some of us were gone, taken by the sea, or by sickness, or by the quiet depth of despair. But those who remained began to plan, not rebellion in the sense of swords or guns, for we had none, but rebellion in memory, in song, in the stories we whispered to one another in the dark. Remember who you are, Amma said. The chains are here, but they cannot bind your spirit. And so we survived, not all of us, but enough to leave traces of ourselves in the lands where we would be sold. Names, songs, rituals, fragments of language and belief, passing from one to another in secret, planting seeds of memory in the new world. They tried to erase us, to turn us into ghosts, without voices, but we became the ghosts that could speak, that could sing, that could teach even when unseen. I do not know if anyone will remember my name. Perhaps one day, Some chronicler will find the remnants of our songs, some ledger entry, some forgotten diary. And if they do, they will know that we lived, that we resisted, that our spirits were never enslaved. We were lost at sea, but not lost forever. And the wind still carries our whispers, waiting for ears brave enough to hear.